My name is Orlandina Ballard, and I am the Fertile Woman. I'm an educator, motivator, professional bodybuilder. I am the People's Health Coach, here to help you to become your best selves. And this is Muscles and Stilettos.
I am Wonder Woman, a wonder of a woman, a creature so fearfully and wonderfully made that even my creator had to sit back and say, "Ooh, man, an amazing Amazon, protector to all. Hell hath not the fury that I can unleash, should I or my loved ones be scorned. Mother Earth, growing potential thoughts, potential ideas, birthing those ready to be born and those ready to be reborn."
Hey, Fit Fam, it's your girl, Orlandina Ballard, and I am the Fertile Woman. So, fam, today, thank you so much for joining us on another very special episode of Muscles and Stilettos. I always say that. I think every episode is very special because it's going to touch someone out there in a very special place. So, each of them are very special. Today, I have with me a very, very dear friend, Venice Richards. She's the owner of Pure Romance by Venice, and she's also the founder of hashtag Pink and Sexy for Sickle Cell. And today she's joining me here to talk about how important you are and just how you are too damn expensive to allow yourself to be treated in any way, to be spoken to in any way. And so today she's all about showing you just how precious you are. So Venice, thank you for joining us today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So I see what I see. Do you have a royal chair behind? What is that, a throne?
Yes, girl. Yeah, yes, it is. And there's two of them.
It's
There's another. Yes.
this is perfect. You found a throne. I think we should all have a throne in our homes. I really do.
Child, if listen, if I get my wish, this will be hot pink right here. You understand me?
I believe.
Yes, honey.
I believe
hmm
it. And then
Everyone should have this.
and why do you have two? Usually just
Well,
one.
they are for rent. They are for rent. My cousin, yes, that is what he does. He does party planning, party favors. He also does cakes and things like that. So, yep.
Okay, I'm gonna have to talk to him about renting that chair. I see a
Listen, we
photo.
entrepreneurs over here.
I see a photo shoot in my future.
Okay,
Woo,
exactly.
that's
Matter of
right.
fact, I had one this morning, but that's besides the point. Don't even worry about what I'm saying.
Listen, this is what today's about. Today we're talking about just how special we are and how we
Yes,
require and
right.
should not be ashamed to say, no, I deserve the best of the best. And so,
Yep.
Dennis, how do you tell everybody who you are and what you do?
Okay, well, my name is Venice Richards. I am an educator by trade. Okay. Um, I retired 3 years ago from teaching, and I've had my own business, Pure Romance by Venice, since 2011. And Pure Romance, 70% of it is spa products and pampering yourself and luxuriating. So that really resonated with me. So 30% of the business is, all the sexy stuff,
Mm,
lingerie, toys, this, that, the third. Yes,
mm,
the stuff to turn up with. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And I like that too. I
I
like
like
that.
it.
But
Yes.
the spa is what really does it for me. And so not only do I do Pure Romance, but years ago I decided that I wanted to do more with Pure Romance. And I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do. So instead, what I did is I started talking to people that I considered heavy hitters, like Carmen Cologne and other people from out of the Bronx and Harlem and things like that. And I just told them, I want to do something big, magical. I want it to be, a pure romance event, but I just don't know what I want to get involved in. And so, and I said, I want to make it happen around my birthday, which is July 30th. And so I wanted it to be a summertime event. And I just really wasn't sure. And, we all put our heads together, and what came out of it was hashtag Pink and Sexy. Pink and Sexy initially started as just an event for entrepreneurs to come together and share their products and services. And I just set it up where, well, actually, Carmen Cologne set it up where you could purchase from right there in the studio. You could talk to the entrepreneurs, see what they're about, get involved. And it was basically like a sip and shop type of a thing. And every half hour, I would give away a Pure Romance product. And it turned out to be a really nice event. And then she said to me the next year, she said, I think you should do a fashion show because you have lingerie. And I was like, huh, okay. All right. I like that. You know, I wasn't sure how that would work. Um, but it turned out to be an amazing experience. And I also had a philanthropic side that was screaming, what am I going to do about this sickle cell disease that I have that's like plaguing my life and changing things around and making it harder for me to do the things that I want to do? Like, what can I do as a sickle cell warrior on Long Island? How can I meet the need of what's happening out here on Long Island, how we don't have any real services for people with sickle cell? And it all just kind of married each other. So I ended up with sickle cell, hashtag pink and sexy for sickle cell, where we did a lingerie fashion show to raise money for people on Long Island that's suffering from sickle cell.
That is
And every year it continued to get bigger and bigger. More people got involved, more fundraising started happening. And it no longer was about what could I do as Pure Romance by Venice. It was what could I do to help adults that have sickle cell, that have real problems that are destroying their lives. Like as an adult, you still have to eat, you have to provide for yourself. If you have kids, you got to provide for them. Like there's just many things that as an adult with sickle cell, I had to manage. And there was no one out there really helping with that. So that's how it all kind of, came together. And so now, of course, with COVID, everything's kind of on hold,
yeah.
but we're still planning and the network is getting bigger.
Yes.
And it's incredible the amount of people that are drawn to wanting to help. I went from feeling like I was all alone and isolated to now having a support system that's huge with people that really care about what happens to me from day to day. And if I could say anything about the experience over the past number of years, that's the one thing that I would say. My takeaway is that I'm not alone. God is not dead. This illness isn't due unto death. And I'm surrounded by love,
Yeah.
you know?
Absolutely.
So when you talk about what do I do in order to luxuriate, the first thing I had to do was change my mind about my circumstance. That was the first thing that I had to do. I had to realize that I am loved and I am secure and I am taken care of. And nothing is too great for God. And He will always send His angels to sit right on my lap if He has to let me know that I'm not by myself. So that was really dope. And I'm able to actually give that same message to other people that are going through what I'm going through. And that means a lot to me. So that's the first thing. I had to change my mind. And then, I tell you what I did for myself the other day.
Tell us. Tell us.
So I rented a hotel room for 5 days, a hotel room that had a kitchen, and all the little things that I need, right?
Mhm.
And then I got myself some flowers delivered to the hotel room. And then I ordered out and I basically laid in the middle of the king size bed and slept and relaxed and watched TV and chilled out for 5 days straight.
You see that? That
That,
right there, you have just touched on. I'm like, I could just let you walk with this episode. I don't even need to ask you any questions. You're just doing everything right here. I'm just letting the energy flow, letting Miss Richards just go with it. I'm like, you are just touching on, and you know what? This word is used so much now. Nuggets. Everybody's dropping nuggets, dropping gems, I should say. And that's our girl, dropping
Shout
gems.
out to Keisha. L.
Hey.
Shout out to Keisha Christian.
But you just dropped so many gems in what you just said. It's so impactful. You're talking about the power of connection, connecting
Mhm.
with people that allow you and help you to push forward, helping you to see an even greater vision. And Carmen Cologne, for fam, those of you that don't know her, she is definitely an entrepreneur. She owns many businesses. She's in real
Mhm.
estate, right? She is
Yep.
also in, is she insurance as well?
Yes.
She's in
Yep. Sure.
insurance. She has
Hmm.
her own event planning company, CC Events, right?
That's the big thing. Yep.
That's her
CC events.
biggest CC Events. That's her biggest component. And she's the sweetest person you've ever met. And for her to come
Right.
in and say, hey, let's take this from this level, let's take it to another level. Because
Right.
honestly, who thinks of a fashion show as a catalyst to help us affect change in the sickle cell community? No
Right.
one thinks about
Right.
those two connections together. And so
How? Yeah.
but you have someone in your corner who's saying,
Mhm.
let's see what we can do. And it
Right.
I've been to the event, I hosted the event, and
Yes, you have.
I
Hostess with the mostest.
oh my goodness, myself and Rudy from Rude
And
Range.
shout out to Rudy, Rude Ranges co-host.
Shout out
Yes.
to my co-host. And you're the reason why I even got into muscles and stilettos, because you introduced me to Rudy. And from there, Rudy was like, you should have your own talk show. And
Yeah,
from that
definitely.
connection, everything is this connection that keeps
Hmm.
coming up. And what the other thing that you said was mindset. Everything begins in the mind. And
Yeah.
when we go back to this chair that you're sitting in, I'm
The royal chair.
real
Mhm.
chair. When you sat in that chair, how did you feel? Like what?
And whenever I sit in one of these chairs, the first thing that always comes to mind is I am little in this big chair. You know what I mean? That's always the first thing. So I got to sit up a little bit taller.
Hmm,
I got to put my back weight, and I have to like really stretch my arms out. You see, I'm doing it right now, but
yes,
it's
yes.
like, because it is a throne. Like it literally is like a powerful piece of furniture. So,
But I love
yes.
how when you sit in it, it makes you sit up straight. It makes
Yes.
you open up your shoulder. It makes you spread and open yourself
Yes.
so you can take
Posture.
it changes your posture. So now you have this royal posture. You've changed by changing your environment, you've changed
Yes.
your mindset, your mind
Yes.
changed your body, and now your spirit is that of royalty.
Mhm.
I mean, you're glowing here. So
Exactly.
just in this setting alone, you're
This
showing
chair.
this power of connection. You're connecting
Yeah.
what is in your physical surrounding with the mind, the body, and the spirit. The power of
Hmm.
connecting with people around you. To
Right.
is just, and having that beautiful energy just flowing through you and flowing out and expressing it in so many different ways. So, Venice, and this is one of the quotes I love from you. And you'll hear me say it every chance I get. I always say, Venice says you have to feel sexy 24/7.
Yep.
And this goes back to the theme of you are just too damn expensive. Can you
That
tell
part.
us what that means and what that looks like?
Well, first of all, the reason why I say that you have to feel sexy all the time because I have an entrepreneur friend, Maggie, who actually handles the fundraising table for Pink and Sexy. Brings in all these amazing gifts from all over. She's a Park Lane consultant, and she works with people around her to get these amazing gifts in. And she said to me that when she was going through some of the hardest times in her life, that what helped her was to show up looking good. No matter what she was going through, she always matched her outfits. Pink was her favorite color. That's what drew her to hashtag pink and sexy. And she always had her face on, meaning, full makeup, lipstick, nails done, whatever needed to be done. And she always put herself together properly. And she said, no matter what you go through, you've got to look good. You got to go through it with grace. And that's where you always have to be sexy comes in, because that's what it translated to for me. I feel like if you can feel that sex appeal and if you can feel that sensuality from within,
Yes.
it'll take you through.
Yeah.
It'll take you through your worst times because you can't, I can't help but smile when I think about something sexy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what keeps the smile on my face. And that's where you get to see in my eyes the twinkle. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? Because I'm
Yes.
thinking of something not necessarily dirty, but sexy, you
Sexy.
know?
And there is a difference between, I mean, look, we grown here. There's
Exactly.
going to be naughty, right?
Right.
But there's
Right.
a certain type of empowerment, correct? And it puts you in a
Yeah.
different mindset. But
Right.
there's a difference between being naughty or whatever, and there
Mhm.
is a difference between being sexy.
Right.
And sexy is not always sexual,
Right. It's
right?
sensual,
It's
spiritual.
mhm.
It's a mix. It's a mix. I always talk about the three S's. You
Go
know,
ahead.
sexuality, sensuality, and spirituality. It's all connected.
How?
It's
How are
all connected.
because you when you think of spirituality, the last you think of something, okay, sex and spirituality, how are those connected? Because if you are of a certain religious background, those things are seen as taboo. But here you are saying, oh no, these are all connected, the three S's.
Connected.
So tell us
Listen,
about those. What are the three S's?
the three S's is sexuality, sensuality, and spirituality. Now, the reason why, I mean, because we're talking about your spirit man. We're not talking about religion. We're talking about your spirit man, right?
Mhm, mhm.
So even in religion, our concept and our idea is to get closer to God, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So aside from getting high off drugs, right?
Mhm,
Or going into deep, 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 deep prayer, right? And meditation,
mhm.
what's the other way people try to connect is through sex.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sexuality is something that's supposed to bring you closer to God. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
same through exercise, brings you closer. All of that, everything is always a level of consciousness trying to get closer to God,
Mhm, mhm.
right? So it can't be taboo unless we make it so. That's a man-made thing to make it taboo.
Yes.
In nature, all three are connected.
Yeah.
And so that's how I look at it. I look at it as it shouldn't be dirty, it shouldn't be deviant. It should be amazing. It should be beautiful. And it should take you someplace that leads you to a closer understanding of who you are and where you are and whose you are in this kingdom. So we shouldn't be looking, and I feel like that's why we're so disconnected as humans, is because we are always looking to put things in its proper place and category. Sometimes that does more harm than good. You have to see things for what they are. You got to see, in order for you to see the beauty in everything, you have to explore all three when
Some
you're an adult.
when you're an adult, of course. We're not telling
Right.
you, well, young people.
No,
We're
this
telling
ain't for, this ain't for kids.
you, this for the grown. This for the grown and sexy. This is for the adult.
Right.
I
Right.
think that everybody tries to compartmentalize and put things in nice, neat little categories and nice, neat little
Right.
divisions. Life is not like that. Life is messy. Life
Exactly.
is chaotic. When you go out into the wilderness, you don't see the universe planting trees in rows. It's just
Right.
it's spread
Boom.
the gardens, flowers found all over the place, and you just come
Right.
upon this as you're walking, you come upon these little surprises in your
Right.
so life is not compartmentalized. And the fact
Right.
that say there's a connection between sexuality, sensuality, and spirituality,
Right.
especially for us women in this society,
Right.
I'm gonna say. In certain societies, women embrace their sexuality. They have more than one partner. It's not normal for them to have, and I'm not preaching.
Not condoning any one which way or another.
I'm
It's
not.
all okay.
It's all okay. It is what it is. You do whatever you feel is best for you. But I'm just saying that in our society, women are taught to be very conservative. And if you
Hmm.
get out of that, you're considered something else. You're
Right.
considered a loose
There's a
woman,
label for that too.
a label. You are placed a label, but a man can do that and be a stud. But a woman,
Right.
you're loose. So
Right.
we need to be able to embrace our sensuality, embrace our sexuality, because that's our power. Our power
Yeah.
is in our womb and it's in our root chakra. These are all our sacral chakra. This is our power. And so I love how you talk about this connection of the three S's.
Hmm. Yes.
And you use this to now talk about pure romance. How do you use pure romance by Venice to continue this message or to spread
Well,
this message?
pure romance is really all about entertaining and educating and empowering women. Okay.
Mhm.
And the reason why I decided to get involved in pure romance back in 2011 is because I knew I was going out for surgery, because of the sickle cell complications, whatever. I had to have bilateral hip replacements. So I knew that I needed to do something because I was going to be going on a medical leave of absence without pay to go ahead and correct whatever was going on in my body. It's one of those things that, it's hard to have like a full fledgling career when you have to go out for major surgeries and things like that. But whatever. So I had to deal with that. And I decided I needed to do something to make money. So it was pure romance. And the reason why I chose pure romance is because I like the idea of helping women work out their sexual issues, being more empowered to express themselves and say what it is that they want, what they're happy with, what they're not happy with. And I also was very intrigued by the products. And, like most people think, oh, Pure Romance or, there's a toy company and they're about toys. But no, it really was 70% spa, and the lingerie is a huge, top seller. Like, the lingerie can't stay on the shelves. Like, I didn't know that all of these things were, I didn't know what it entailed until I got in. And I have to say that, I go and I do these parties for women and I see the look on their face. I see when they change and when they start to feel more confident. And then I get the calls later about, how they were able to say this to their husband or that to their boyfriend, or how, they like this product or that product and it made them feel like this and made them feel like that. And that's when I knew that, it was more than just me doing something to make sure that I had money while I was out sick. This was definitely a lifestyle change for me and that I was going to stick with it. So that's really how, I kind of got started with it. And then in using the products myself, I
Mm.
also started to realize that there's a level of luxury to these products that you can't get anywhere else. From the $1,000 toys, right, to the $50 shea butter that literally is like butter. Like it literally, like it looks like butter, and when you touch it, it feels like butter. And when you put it on your skin, it's so smooth. You thinking, should I be cooking with this or should I be using this? Like everything they do is so over the top. It's just crazy. So I know that I made the right decision when I got in because that definitely took my luxuriating to a whole other level.
Mm. That's why I'm listening to you say the lotion. One of my favorite things is to after I take a shower to put on like great feeling lotion that just smells. I
Mm-hmm. Ciao.
Oh my God, when I'm done, I'm just like I love it because now when I'm walking around, I'm like, can you smell me? I'm like, I'm like,
Exactly,
like,
exactly.
my trail, my scent behind, like, yes, baby. You have little words
So,
like, oh, you can smell that. But yes, to me, that's my favorite. So the question was, I said, just a couple weeks ago, I was interviewing the owner of Brenda Built Collections. Her name is Atika Thomas. And she spoke about how when her mother was going through her illnesses, the company was established in honor of her mother, who was also named Brenda. And she said,
mm,
when her mother was sick, she always said the same thing. She always had to be dressed, even if she's in her hospital bed. She was dressed to the nine. And because she said, when I look good, I feel good. For pure romance,
right,
it does the same thing. You finish the
right.
shower, you're luxuriating, whether it's wearing a great scent or wearing
Hmm.
beautiful lingerie, it just
Hmm.
changes your mind.
Mindset. That's
And
it.
as you said, when you as if you're sitting in the throne, it just makes you stand a little straighter or walk a
Exactly.
little more sexy. And I think
Yep.
you show that, especially when you do your annual sickle cell fashion show. The fundraiser,
Yes.
it's a fundraiser for sickle cell, but that
Hmm.
whole day is dedicated to hashtag pink and sexy.
Beautiful. Yep. It's. I mean, I have to say, like, I'm totally speechless when I think about the fashion show because, you have models that come from all over, models that are legit, like they have, contracts. I can't even begin to like explain to you how, like, some of these models are like actors and shout out to Gio, like serious about their craft and are in movies, like big premiere movies, and they do amazing things outside of modeling and they show up every year for this event. 40 to 60 models show up every year for this event. And they do amazing work. Now, it's not just my stuff on the runway, of
Yes,
course.
yes,
I have legit designers that come out and they showcase their work as well.
they
But
do.
for Pure Romance, every single model always wants to model for Pure Romance. And they do that because they know that that's my company and it's for sickle cell. And they are so appreciative of what it is that I'm trying to do. And I'm so appreciative of what they're doing. It's beautiful. When they come across on that runway,
Yes, they do.
child,
I'm looking at these people. I'm like, they are serious about their craft. And you set up I mean, this is like a legitimate runway, folks. I mean, they
yeah.
got the lights. They have the amazing photographers, by the way.
Shout out to Juan Carlos
Yes,
Cuvera,
long car.
Vera V, and Marley
Yes,
because they do amazing work. Pika Post Productions, they come in every year and they transform whatever ballroom we are in and they turn it into a fashion show.
and it's
All
amazing.
right.
Amazing. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
And again, this whole power of connection. Again, it just keeps coming back, connecting
Yeah.
to others, and connecting to yourself, and to spread this message of love, and spread
Yeah.
the message of owning your sensuality, and owning your sexuality, and owning your spirituality, right?
Yes.
When you're on
Yes.
this
Yes.
runway of life, you can stretch yourself and strike a pose.
And you know what? It goes back to what you started with when you said you are too damn expensive.
Mm,
This just goes right along with that idea of, you're just too expensive to be just putting up with any old thing. You have to treat yourself right. You have to do right by yourself because you only have one you and you're just too expensive to lose, you know?
correct.
So I really like that.
I like
I
that.
really like that.
You're just too damn expensive. You deserve the best of the best. Damn it. Deserve the best of the best. I think everybody deserves a crown and a throne at home. And if you don't have one, make your throne, make your crown. You
Get that right away. Get it right away. Okay, put that together.
kidding me? That will be hanging up back here too, along with my
You know,
love.
that's
Along
what's next.
with, I got to guys that we're going to be starting a box of love giveaway, and I'm
Ooh.
so proud to announce that Pure Romance by Venice is our first contributor. We also have another company called Lamont. They create these amazingly scented, believe it or not, hand sanitizers, and they smell
Ooh.
wonderful. And so that's our.
Ooh.
We also just received these beautiful cards from Sparkle and Ink. That's also in the box. We're curating these boxes of love. And so we're going to be doing these giveaways actually over the next 6 months. We'll be giving away a box of love to 3 people per month. It was
I
originally
love that.
for 1 month, and we were able to, just be able to
Extended.
extend it to 6 months. And over the next 3 months, each someone you will be asked to just nominate someone that you feel is in need of a box of love to be shown
Hmm.
love, and you'll send us a 30-second video. And myself and my team will review the video, and whoever gets the box, will ask them to come on, and we'll talk to them and ask the person who nominated them to speak on them, because people need that shout out. People need to be
Yeah.
reminded of how loved they are, because a lot of times
Right.
they forget. So that's our box of love over there. And also, Venice is the reason why we got those boxes. So she really the boxes. So when you get the box, you'll be hashtag pink and sexy all over the place. So
Yo.
so Venice, I always end my interviews with this one question. If you could go back in time to the Venice that once was, the Venice that was just leaving teaching, and
That Venice. Oof.
that
Okay.
that Venice
Oof.
leaving teaching and entering the world of pure romance by Venice, what would you tell her? Because I don't think she saw this coming.
I
I don't think she saw this coming. What would
um
you tell her?
yeah. When I thought about that question, I was thinking about my former self from high school, and that was a completely different answer. Okay, thank you for the curveball. Okay, so 2011. If I could go back and talk to my 2011 self, I would say, um, it'll all be worth it in the end. It'll all be worth it in the end. That's what I would say to her.
I felt that.
um,
Felt that.
now, the reason why I would say that is because I had to really go through some things and really sacrifice some things in order to sit here right now. And at the time when I was going through what I was going through initially in 2011, I thought that I would just go through what I was going through, take the 8 months, go back to work, and everything would be fine. I didn't know what was going to happen next that would cause me to have to make certain decisions. This was not the plan, but it might have been very stressful, and it may have taken me out of my space of it may have taken me, it stretched me a little further than I was comfortable with, but it was all worth it in the end. It was all worth it in the end. And I didn't have to sacrifice my students, because that was the most important thing to me. I wanted, we all came up with a plan when we initially all met each other in 2006, and they were with me throughout everything. And I watched them grow, and I made promises to them, and they made promises to me. And I had to ride it out with them. And I'm happy that it all worked out the way it was supposed to in the end. They got what they needed, and I got what I didn't know I needed. Um, and I was able to save my life. If I would have stayed, I would have died. So it all worked out in the end. Okay, so that's a heavy question. Oh, I can't believe you did that to me, son. Like,
Listen, it is a
child.
good question. And even for me, if I have to go back and tell myself to the Orlandina that was before she became the fitter woman,
Mm-hmm.
I would say you're stronger than you know.
Child, that part, that that right there.
You are stronger than you know. I didn't realize the
Woo.
strength that I had within me. And I am, as life gives me different challenges, as you said it, life will cause you to stretch. And
Mm.
sometimes I'm like, am I under the Spanish Inquisition? Are we trying to just
Right? Do I need to put my hands up? Wait,
yeah,
wait. Is today's day, dear Lord? Do I need to pray about this? Like,
exactly so much more. But I'm always reminded of a dream that I had prior to that sudden shift where I had to literally jump out of a roller coaster to a bar that was above me, but it was not within reach. So I had to jump and have the faith that I would not fall out of this roller coaster car.
ooh,
Anytime I'm having a difficult moment, anytime where I'm being stretched,
mm-hmm.
to remind myself of that moment because you get caught up in the emotions of that moment and you forget
Yes,
your entire path because you come so focused on that one moment.
right.
You have to say to yourself, wait a minute, you're stronger than you know. God is just stretching you right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
When can you take pain? When you relax through the pain. That's the only time you can
Mhm.
take pain. When
Relax and
you break it,
breathe.
right? You know better
Yeah.
than any of us. You have to breathe
Oh.
through pain. You have to relax through pain.
Mhm.
It's like a total oxymoron. Like, how am I going to relax
Right.
pain?
How am I supposed to relax?
How am I
Do you
supposed
know what's happening in my body right now? What do you mean?
What do you
Yeah.
mean? So this is why I always ask the women that I interview, what would you say? Because there's another woman out there listening, and she's exactly where you are. She's feeling exactly as you felt then, or is feeling exactly how you feel now. And
Yeah.
this is why I do what I do, to bring different women that are on different journeys, because I'm not on everybody's journey. I can't speak to everything. So I have to
Right.
bring the women in my tribe. And
Right.
you my sister tribe,
You already
You
know.
my sister. So
Sister from another mister. You know what it is.
so this is why I do what I do. So this is why I ask those questions, because it's real. It's real.
Wow. You caught
So
me with the uppercut because I'm telling you, if you'd have been like, yo, high school business, what would you say to high school business? You right. Keep going. You
keep
got
going.
this. Do it.
Nah,
You was right about everything. Keep it going.
nah. I always I always ask you the pre-transformative, and you continue to transform,
Yeah.
because we check on you in another few years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had another change. So Venice, I wanted to thank you.
Right.
I want to thank you so much for sharing your story. This is not the last time you're going to be here, because we have to talk about specifically hashtag pink and sexy for sickle cell. Tell
Yes.
everybody where they can find you.
Yes.
We definitely got to talk about that, but tell everybody where they can find you.
Hashtag pink and sexy. You could just put that in Google. Hashtag is a number sign now, right? Put that number sign in and put pink and sexy. PINKNXEXSEXY. Pink
Mhm.
and sexy. Hashtag pink and sexy in the Google search. Everything about me is gonna pop up. The
Exactly.
fashion shows will pop up, YouTube, Instagram, everything will pop up.
Okay.
If you need to get in contact with me for more information, either about Pure Romance or hashtag Pick and Sexy, how to get involved, my business cell phone number is 631-943-1868.
And we'll have all that
Mm-hmm.
information coming up at the end of the interview. So have your pen and pencil ready, or just have your phones ready. Who writes? I mean, so have your phone
Just screenshot.
screenshot, and you'll be able to get her info. So you'll see her card, and you can find her. Definitely, all you gotta do is Google her. Honestly, that's it. Google hashtag
Yeah.
sex, and you will see her. So
Yeah, you don't even need my name. Just hashtag Pick and Sexy. It's all gonna pop up.
you'll find her. So, Dennis, thank you again, and you'll be back on here soon.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having me, Lady O. I'm just so appreciative for the opportunity. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, fam, that was Venice. That's my sister right there. Um, if there is anything that I'd love for you to take away, is the fact that you are too damn expensive. You are deserving of the best that life has to offer you. Not even just the best clothing, the best makeup, the best luxurious hydrating face cream, and from Madame Francoise, or the best, skincare, best lotions and lingerie by Pure Romance, by Venice. You are deserving of the best people. You are deserving of the best food, because you are just that special. Find your throne in life. Wear your crown proudly, because in God's eyes, there's only one you. In our eyes, there's only one you, and you are the greatest gift to the earth. Fam, be bigger, be fitter, be stronger. Love yourself unconditionally. And just like Venice said, hold on to those three S's: your sensuality, your sexuality, and your spirituality, because they are all in you. See you next time.